Holy, the world is splitting, bombs are hitting, and a damn cat is on a rap track spitting. In 2012, the world was ending. Not because some big brain Harvard scientist said so, but because some Mayans ran out of space on their stone tablets and people started losing it. But this is what the normies were worried about. What were the weebs stressing over? Two anime boys kissing in their favorite show. See, this is how I know the show was too good for 2012. If this shit dropped today, the My Hero Academia fans would have eaten this shit up. When it comes to Shinsekai Yori, it's that goddamn crack. Episodes keep you sucked in and have you feeling for the next one. One episode randomly ends with a character going, "My friend over there was born prematurely. I wish she never made it out." What the fuck? Shorty has been cool these past couple of episodes. What the hell could she have done to deserve such a violation?
What is that thing?
Oh, that bitch racist. Get it out of here, man. Everyone's rocking that Yeezy drip. Bad memories aren't a thing. There's peace on earth. People got rat servants, and everyone's walking around with psychic abilities. Life in Shinsekai Yori is sweet, but at what cost? In Shinsekai Yori, you grow along a group of kids as they learn about the world they live in. As the world and its mysteries unravel for them, more about the world becomes clear for us watching. And right off the bat, Shinsekai Yori pulls no punches with his storytelling. Details or dialogue might seem minor at first, but make more sense to come into play later on. Kids playing games and talking about rules, having fuzzy memories, or even reading stories might not seem big at first, but as the anime progresses, you realize how much it matters. Everything means something. Everything happens for a reason. All the way down to characters' reactions and mannerisms, everything ties into the story. And the story is some good shit.
Nice.
Episodes pass by and you begin to question, wonder, why is this old guy bugging? What's with all these weird animals? And what you got under that mask, man? Take that shit off. Oh, you ugly as fuck. As questions are answered and the story progresses, you realize how messed up this world actually is. People are peaceful not because they want to, but because they have to. Schools aren't just for education, but are for weeding out the problem children. Characters stumble upon old items and remember that they have entire siblings that they've forgotten about. These people are going through it. As you see tears roll down the faces of the kids you've grown along with, you start to think, fuck the adults. But then the anime takes it a step further. You see why the adults in this show are doing this weird Illuminati shit. When humanity first got these special powers, all hell broke loose. I'm talking about murder, robbery, slavery. Shit was so fucked up back in the day, they had to spin back the calendar. This anime takes place 1,000 years in the future, but they're saying it's year 225. There was a guy floating in the sky saying first 100 people start clapping, gon' die. He had them motherfuckers clapping for 3 days and 3 nights straight. This was a scary world. When you hear about the world then versus now, you start asking new questions. Are the adults really in the wrong? Do the ends justify the means? Now, I've been hyping up this anime for 3 minutes and 8 seconds straight. How can anyone have a problem with it? Motherfuckers homophobic, man. Motherfuckers homophobic. If you look up discussions for episode 8, you'll see people have been bitching about it for over 11 years. Think about your brothers. Think about your sisters. Think about your cousins. Motherfuckers have been bitching about this episode for longer than those motherfuckers been alive. At first I thought, different strokes for different folks, but then it hit me. This is anime. This is fucking anime. You know how many femboys from anime Discord slid into my DMs? We're talking about anime. You go to the conventions and try to pick up a shorty, she might say some shit like, "My name is Phil." Anime is sus as fuck. I don't even have to list moments, just shows. Naruto, One Piece, Hunter x Hunter, Bleach, some of the biggest anime, and they all have sus shit. It's crazy that people dropped a good show over 7 seconds of some brotherly love. But it's even crazier that we got to the point where a motherfucker named Yaoi Boy is speaking the most sense. Fuck! The world building is phenomenal. From the weird animals, architecture, clothes, social structure, everything adds up and makes this feel like a plausible society. But just as interesting is how the anime unravels this world. For the first 3 episodes, you are confused. There's time skips, people disappearing, and even the people in this show don't know what's happening. But then you get to episode 4 and get a glimpse of what's been going on. From a talking Beanie Baby, an info dump. This is storytelling 101 on what not to do. Show, don't tell. But you know what? I love this. You stick with the show through all the weirdness, and this gummy bear is talking for 10 minutes straight, saying some off-the-wall stuff. It answers some questions, but has you asking even more. It gets you thinking about all the stuff that happened before, and gets you thinking about the future. This is info dumping done right. Unfortunately, other times aren't done nearly as well. At times something big happens and the narrator comes in, either breaking it down or giving her 2 cents. It's not too big of a deal, but sometimes it could be a vibe killer and ruin the suspense. Now the animation is something that gets a bad rap. Honestly, the animation is decent. Shinsekai Yori is a dialogue heavy show. For most episodes, you're watching people talk and realize stuff. Coming to this show and bashing the animation is like going to McDonald's and complaining about the salads. It's like going to the beach and complaining about the sun. What were you expecting? There are times or episodes where the animation is inconsistent, but you're coming to the show for substance rather than looks. There are a few instances where you do get some good animation, but look at that art style. This show can never be a looker, but I still gotta give props to the studio for what they've done. They really nailed the trippy aspects of having psychic abilities and use art and backgrounds to emphasize the psychological themes of this show. And with the fact that this studio dropped Sword Art Online and Magi at the same time as this anime, you could tell that even though this probably wasn't where the budget was going, they pulled through with what they had. But if you want to talk about an actual weak point of the show, it has to be the characters. Shinsekai Yori is extremely narrative driven. The characters have flat personalities and are bland. There's a focus on what happens to the characters rather than what the characters do. As a result, the characters end up forgettable. But that's the humans we're talking about. The most interesting part of this whole show is the fucking rats. And these aren't even S tier or A tier rats. They're like B tier rats. I was in New York and saw bigger and badder rats walking around in broad day. But when I saw my guy Kiromaru saying sorry cause it took too long to kill the ops, suddenly the rat's looking like a goat to me. And that's not even mentioning my guy SLXYER. But I ain't gonna spoil you, that's something you need to see for yourself. So when it comes to Shinsekai Yori, you're really only coming to this for the story and world building. Those are the aspects that carry the show, and if you're looking for anything else, you'll probably leave disappointed. I say try at least the first 4 episodes, and if you're not feeling it, it's probably not for you. But that's all for this time. Ayy.